Imagine this: two injections created by the same company, built on the exact same molecule, taken just once every week, yet one transformed the treatment of type 2 diabetes, while the other became the face of modern weight loss. If they're so similar, why does the world treat them so differently? This isn't just the story of two medicines, it's the story of a scientific discovery that quietly changed modern healthcare, reshaped a pharmaceutical giant, and sparked one of the biggest medical debates of our generation. Over the last few years, Ozempic and Wegovy have appeared almost everywhere. Doctors began prescribing them, patients shared remarkable transformations, news channels debated them, social media exploded with opinions, and investors watched billions of dollars flow into a single company. But beneath every headline lies a question that very few people stop to ask. If both medicines contain exactly the same active ingredient, why create two different brands? The answer isn't as simple as medicine. It begins inside research laboratories, continues through billion-dollar business decisions, passes strict regulatory approvals, and starts with one unexpected discovery that changed obesity treatment forever. Before we explore how these medicines work inside the human body, we first need to understand how this extraordinary story began. But here's the part most people never hear about. Long before the world knew the names Ozempic or Wegovy, before the headlines, before the waiting lists, before millions of prescriptions were written, there was only one question that scientists were trying to answer. How could they help people living with type 2 diabetes live healthier lives? No one was searching for a miracle weight loss drug. No one expected a global phenomenon. Then, during carefully monitored clinical trials, researchers began noticing something unusual. Patients weren't just improving their blood sugar, many of them were steadily losing weight. At first, it seemed like an interesting observation, but with every new study, the evidence became harder to ignore. That unexpected discovery would eventually change obesity treatment forever. Imagine shrinking your appetite, not through willpower, not by forcing yourself to ignore hunger, but by changing the biological signals that control it. That is exactly where semaglutide begins its work. Within hours after the injection, tiny molecules slowly enter your bloodstream. Unlike many medications that disappear within a few hours, semaglutide has been carefully engineered to remain active for nearly an entire week. But these molecules aren't simply floating through the body without purpose. They are searching for very specific targets, known as GLP-1 receptors. These receptors already exist naturally inside us. Semaglutide doesn't create a new system. Instead, it amplifies one that has been part of human biology all along. One of its most important destinations is the brain, deep inside regions responsible for regulating hunger. Semaglutide strengthens the natural feeling of fullness. Meals that once seemed too small often become satisfying. Cravings become quieter. The constant urge to snack between meals begins to fade. For many patients, the battle against hunger no longer feels like a battle at all. But the brain isn't the only organ responding. The stomach also slows its rhythm. Food leaves the stomach more gradually, allowing people to remain full for longer periods after eating. Blood sugar levels also become more stable. The pancreas receives signals to release insulin only when it's actually needed, while the liver reduces unnecessary glucose production. Together, these effects create a coordinated response throughout the body. Less hunger, better blood sugar control, longer-lasting fullness, lower calorie intake, and, over weeks, gradual weight loss. But here's what makes this story even more remarkable. Not everyone experiences the same results. Some people lose a modest amount of weight. Others lose more than 20% of their body weight. Why does the same medicine produce such different outcomes? To answer that question, scientists turn to one thing that matters more than opinions: clinical evidence. And that's where the real comparison between Ozempic and Wegovy begins. Now comes the question everyone wants answered. If Ozempic and Wegovy are built around the same molecule, why are they treated as completely different medicines? The answer begins long before a patient receives their first prescription. It begins with clinical evidence. Every medicine must prove not only that it works, but exactly who it should help, how much should be given, and whether the benefits outweigh the risks. That is where the paths of Ozempic and Wegovy began to separate. Although both contain semaglutide, doctors don't prescribe them in exactly the same way. Wegovy is gradually increased to a higher maintenance dose, allowing stronger appetite suppression in many patients. Ozempic, while capable of producing weight loss, was developed primarily to improve blood sugar control in adults living with type 2 diabetes. Regulatory agencies recognized these differences. Ozempic received approval for diabetes management. Wegovy received approval specifically for chronic weight management in people who meet defined medical criteria. The distinction may sound small, but it changes how these medicines are prescribed across the world. But approval was only the beginning. The real question was, would these medicines actually work in the real world? To find out, researchers launched massive international clinical trials involving thousands of volunteers. Every meal, every kilogram lost, every side effect was carefully recorded and analyzed. And when the results finally arrived, they exceeded almost everyone's expectations. The headlines focused on one number: weight loss. But scientists saw something far more important. Not everyone responded the same way. Some patients achieved life-changing results. Others lost only a modest amount of weight. A few stopped treatment because the side effects became too difficult. Then, researchers noticed something they had never set out to study. Patients weren't only losing weight, something else appeared to be changing. Could this medicine also protect the heart? Could it reduce life-threatening complications? Those unexpected findings opened an entirely new chapter in modern medicine, and they would soon transform semaglutide from a weight loss drug into one of the most closely studied medicines in the world. Just when scientists believed they understood semaglutide, everything changed. The story took another unexpected turn. The medicine wasn't only helping people lose weight, it appeared to be doing something far more remarkable. Researchers began noticing fewer serious cardiovascular events among certain patients. At first, the findings were treated with caution. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, so larger international studies were launched. Thousands of volunteers, years of follow-up, independent researchers, every result carefully examined. And once again, the evidence surprised the medical community. For many high-risk patients, semaglutide wasn't simply reducing body weight, it was lowering the risk of major cardiovascular events. That changed how many doctors viewed obesity itself. Obesity was no longer seen as only a problem of appearance. It became recognized as a chronic disease affecting nearly every organ system. But scientists didn't stop there. New research began exploring possible effects on kidney disease, fatty liver disease, sleep apnea, and even brain health. Many of these questions are still being studied. Some early findings are encouraging. Others require much more evidence. And that's an important reminder. Science doesn't move through headlines. It moves through careful research. And final question: if medicines like these become even more powerful, what could the future of obesity treatment look like? Every medical breakthrough changes lives, But every breakthrough also forces us to ask a difficult question: what comes next? The same medicine offering hope to millions also demands responsibility, careful decisions, and a clear understanding of its risks. Semaglutide has changed the treatment of obesity forever, but no medicine is perfect, and no treatment is without trade-offs. Like every prescription medicine, semaglutide can cause side effects. Most are manageable, but some deserve careful attention. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation are among the most commonly reported side effects, especially during the first weeks of treatment. Most symptoms improve as the body adjusts, but persistent or severe problems should always be discussed with a healthcare professional. But perhaps the most important question isn't whether semaglutide works, it's who should actually receive it. One molecule discovered while treating diabetes has transformed the way the world thinks about obesity, but perhaps its greatest impact isn't the weight people have lost. It's the conversations it has started. The future of obesity treatment is still being written, and this may be only the beginning. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more evidence-based health stories explained with clarity and without the hype, subscribe to MedWell Insights.